Morning, all. All right, so we got 6 games tonight in the National Hockey League, one day after the trade deadline. So I wanted to discuss other players that we don't normally discuss for the most part in today's preview. We've got 3 games starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, one a half an hour after that, one a half an hour after that, and one a half an hour after that. So all 6 games will be on at the same time, which is manageable, and everything will be done early. So the review will be up relatively early tonight as well. So 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. The Buffalo Sabres will be the opponent for the Boston Bruins in the debut of Taylor Hall. So that's going to be interesting. Boston's 21, 12, and 6. Buffalo's 10, 25, and 6. So they have the 6 in common. And Boston's won both meetings between these teams this year. For Buffalo, this should be the debut for Bjork. I've got guys who got traded. I don't know if they're actually debuting tonight in every case. Not likely in every case, but, we'll see what happens. Bjork, 2 goals, 3 assists for him. I really hope things go well for him in Buffalo. He has shown signs over the last couple of years of being a guy with a lot of upside. It just didn't quite click in Boston. And Skinner, 5 goals, 3 assists. It's been getting better for Skinner lately. I know the numbers are still not great, but it has been getting better. Taylor Hall, 2 goals, 17 assists. We all know the story. Again, I know he's paired with Krejci and Smith. That's the plan anyways. The question I have is Hall, who always seems to get way more assists than goals. If he's being counted on to turn into a goal scorer, that's where the disappointment could come in. And Mike Riley with 19 assists. That's a ton of assists for Mike Riley. We'll see whether or not he's able to improve that blue line for the Boston Bruins in the short term, because they definitely need help there. Over their last 10, Buffalo's 4-4-2, Boston's 5-4-1. So Buffalo has been getting better, Boston has not. And so Boston's looking to change things around, and Buffalo can add a bunch of assets at the deadline, which they did. They did what they were supposed to do. We'll see how it goes tonight. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, 19, 16, and 6, Philadelphia in against the 27, 11, and 4 Washington Capitals. So the battle for first. The Islanders don't play tonight. The Capitals do. Capitals looking to get a couple points up on the Islanders. The Washington Capitals have won 3 out of 4 between these teams so far this year. On the Philadelphia side, Lawton, who signed an extension, 7 goals, 10 assists for him, 17 points. And signs a 5-year extension for $3 million per. Gostisbehere, 8 goals, 7 assists for Ghost, and he's still a Flyer. It's bizarre. He's still a member of the Flyers. Anthony Mantha, 11 goals, 10 assists, 21 points in Detroit. Coming over to Washington. If he can realize his potential, Caps fans will be pretty darn happy. And Raffl, 3 goals, 5 assists. He was added from Philadelphia. Does he debut tonight against his former team with the Capitals? So over their last 10, Philadelphia 4-4-2. The Capitals 6-4. So again, in the East, things are pretty darn competitive, which brings us to the Rangers and the Devils. The Rangers, 19, 16, and 6, the exact same record as the Philadelphia Flyers. So for tonight, if you're a Rangers fan, you're also a Sabres fan and a Caps fan. That's weird. For New Jersey, they're 14, 20, and 6. And it's about the kids now, right? We'll see what they do this summer, but it's about the kids now. Both teams have won twice in this season series, so they've still got 4 more to go, including tonight. Capo Caco, 6 goals, 6 assists for him. And again, I think he's been decent in his sophomore year. The points have started to come recently, so we'll see how things go from here. Lafreniere, 7 goals, 6 assists for Lafreniere. And he's definitely been picking it up offensively recently, which is good because he was still getting opportunities the whole way through. They just weren't getting anywhere. Hughes, 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points. We've talked about Jack Hughes and his development, and it's been fun to watch so far this season. And Jesper Bratt, 5 goals, 20 assists for him. Not too shabby for Bratt. He's putting up the points. So there's a lot of reasons to look right now at this team in New Jersey and see maybe a glimpse of how things are going to look in the future. And it's a matter of what the GM does in the offseason to really build this team up. Because over the last 10, the Rangers are 5-3-2, the Devils 2-6-2. It has fallen apart for the Devils over the last 10. They were playing really, really well. And I think the effort's still there. It's just the results haven't been. Then half an hour later, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, we've got the Calgary Flames in against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Calgary's 17-21-3. So their hopes took a hit last night when Montreal beat Toronto. Now they're going to try to beat Toronto, who are 28-11-3. Toronto's won 6 out of 8 in this season series. Andrew Mangiapane, 12 goals, 10 assists, one of my favorite Flame players. They're going to need a run. They're going to need to go on a large run. And Mangiapane's the kind of guy who's that heart and soul type player that maybe can help him get there. And Josh Leivo, 4 goals, 2 assists. He could maybe get something going here. He's still a Flame. Mildly surprised he didn't get moved at the deadline. There were some depth moves that didn't get made that I thought, well, maybe. Galchenyuk, 2 goals, 5 assists. Of course, he joined the Leafs not that long ago. And he's been on their first line the last couple of games. We'll see if he stays there. And Nick Robertson, who is still a member of the Leafs organization. So he's only got 2 games played this year. He hasn't got a point. But this is where it's weird. So people have torn apart the Leafs for what they... Oh, they're trading away draft picks. They're trading away... Yeah, and they kept all their top prospects. They traded no top prospects. Amirov, Robertson, Sandin, all of them are still Maple Leafs property. So, I mean, yeah, losing a first-round draft pick can be risky, but they have a lot of good prospects coming up. Over their last 10, it's quite a different story. Calgary is 2-8. Toronto's 8-1-1. So Calgary really needs to go, I'll say 8-2 over their next 10 to really have any kind of hope. And also they need to hope that Montreal goes into a bit of a dive, which if you watched last night's game, doesn't look like they're interested in that at all. Then at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, we've got the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are 28-11-2, against the Nashville Predators, 23-19-1. Nashville, this is the last time they'll see Tampa unless they see them in the playoffs. Tampa's won 6 out of 7 between these two teams. The last win by Tampa was a game where I thought Nashville played very, very well, but the result went Tampa's way. We'll see if that happens again tonight. David Savard, a goal and 5 assists in his time in Columbus. It'll be weird to see him in a Columbus jersey, or in a Tampa jersey after being a Columbus Blue Jacket for so long. I think Tampa fans are going to like Savard. I really do. And Ross Colton, 15 games, 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. That's not bad for a guy that before this season wouldn't have even registered on his depth chart for most outside of the Tampa Bay faithful. Johansson, 4 goals, 9 assists. There's been a lot made of his contract and his costs and his play. He's still there. And Goodbranson, who was added from Ottawa, a goal and 2 assists for Goodbranson. He's not there for points. He's there for the physical side, for that part of it, for being a big defenseman. And we'll see whether or not he's a number 7 in Nashville or if he does get into the 5-6 pairing. Over their last 10, Tampa's 5-5. Nashville's 8-2. So Tampa's been surprisingly average recently. And for Nashville, not so much. 8-2. Then at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, the 26-12-4 Florida Panthers in against the 15-14-11 Dallas Stars. The 11 just drives me nuts. You know that too, right? So, Florida's won 4 out of 6 in the matchups between these two teams, so only 2 left. Sam Bennett, 4 goals, 8 assists. I think there's some risk to that because they gave up a second rounder and their second rounder from last season. But I think there's a lot of upside with Bennett. And again, Florida's going to be in the playoffs, so they'll get playoffs, Sam Bennett, and you're welcome. Montour, 5 goals, 9 assists is an interesting addition as well. It kind of helps to deal with the loss of Ekblad. Nobody they brought in was going to really fully deal with the loss of Ekblad, though. Sami Vatanen, 2 goals, 4 assists. Probably a smart pickup on the waiver wire. We'll see whether or not that becomes the case. And Alexiak is still a Dallas Star. 4 goals, 5 assists. So all the rumors about where Alexiak might go, what might happen. This is why I don't do the trade speculation videos. Because today it would be all those videos I did are that happened. The last 10 games, Florida 6-4 and Dallas 4-3-3. So yeah, Dallas is still finding ways to keep getting those overtime losses and shootout losses, and it is costing them a playoff spot. So we'll see how things go for them tonight. Let me know your winners in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.